Bermudo II, called the Gouty, was first a rival king in Galicia and then king of the entire Kingdom of León. His reign is summed up by Justo Pérez de Urbel's description of him as the poor king tormented in life by the sword of Almanzor and in death by the vengeful pen of a bishop, Pelagius of Oviedo, half of whose Chronicon covers the reign of Bermudo and is highly critical of the king. He accuses Bermudo of imprisoning Bishop Gudesteus of Oviedo in the 990s and blames the attacks of Almanzor on Bermudo's sins. Reign in 982. The Galician nobility proclaimed Bermudo as son of former King Ordono as king in opposition to his cousin Ramiro III. This usurpation is usually seen as the extension of ongoing succession crises begun in the 950s. At the time of the usurpation, Bermudo's faction was led by Gonzalo Menendez and that of Ramiro III by Rodrigo Velázquez. Bermudo was crowned in the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela on 15 October 982. It is probable that two episcopal opponents of his coronation, Rodrigo's son Pelayo, then Bishop of Santiago, and Arias Pelaez, Bishop of Maldonado, were exiled from the sees to the monasteries of Celanova and San Martin de León, respectively, at this time. Because his support was limited and regional, Bermudo required the protection of the Caliphate of Córdoba. There was much unrest in Castile in his early years, and the Cordoban armies of Almanzor came not as allies, but as conquerors. Between November 991 and September 992, Bermudo was expelled from the kingdom by a revolt led by the magnates Gonzalo Bermúdez Muñoz Fernández and Count Pelayo Rodriguez. He was soon restored and reconciled to the discontents. On 8 August 994, Bermudo gave the village of Vega to the monastery of Celanova, the village having been built by Suario Gundameres on land illegally appropriated from the monastery. Suario took refuge there during his later rebellion. On 23 August that year, the village of Morella was granted to Abbot Salvato of Celanova after it was confiscated because the murder of Fortune Velázquez had taken place there. Bermudo eventually succeeded in recovering Zamora from the Muslims, but did not succeed in expelling them totally until 987. This brought on the reprisals of Almanzor, who set out to destroy Coimbra. After the latter besieged and razed the city of León, Bermudo took refuge in Zamora. The Muslims continued the conquests, taking Astorga and sacking Santiago de Compostela. In 999, the gout from which he suffered was aggravated and it became impossible for him to ride a horse. Military leader of Christians of northwestern Spain, he subsequently traveled by litter. Later that same year he died in Villanueva del Bierzo and was buried in the monastery of Carracedo. Later, his remains were transferred to the Basilica of San Isidoro. Family parentage. Both the paternal and maternal parentage of Bermudo II have been subject to scholarly debate. On the paternal side, the primary chronicle sources simply call him son of King Ordono, without specifying which former king of that name. Traditionally his father has been identified as Ordono III and the modern consensus agrees with this assignment. But at least one prominent modern Leonese historian, Manuel Carrillo de Urbel, has concluded that he instead was son of Ordono IV. Carrillo de Urbel further suggests a parentage for Ordono IV at odds with the almost unanimous consensus, and would make Bermudo a grandson of Galician King Alfonso Froilas. Controversy also exists over the identity of his mother. Traditionally he has been viewed as son of Ordono III's documented wife, Araca Fernandez. However, in a royal charter dated 5 January 999, Bermuda refers to his avio, the Count Gonzalo Batotes of Deza, as Bermudo's traditional pedigree will provide no such relationship. Justo Pérez de Urbel suggested that he was instead an illegitimate son of Ordono III, with the relationship coming through his mother. Based on political considerations and a second ambiguous documented kinship, he provisionally identified the mother as either Aragonta or Guntroda, daughters of Pelayo González, Count of Deza, who was son of Count Gonzalo. He has been followed in this by several historians, but others find the evidence lacking and retain the traditional view of his mother. The identification of Bermudo's first queen, Velasquita Ramirez, as likely grandniece of Count Pelayo allows the possibility that Bermudo was referring to Count Gonzalo as ancestor of his first wife and not his own blood ancestor. Children by his first wife, Velasquita Ramirez, Bermudo left a daughter, Cristina, who married Ordono Ramirez, son of his rival Ramiro III. Bermudo married secondly Elvira Garcia, daughter of the Castilian Count Garcia Fernandez, with whom he had 3 children, Alfonso, who succeeded him, Teresa, and Sancha. He also had 3 bastards, Elvira, Pelayo, and Ordono, who married Fronila, daughter of the aforementioned Count Pelayo Rodriguez.